Hello, welcome back. I'm Wire Wizard. For this episode, I'm going to show you how to make this scout vehicle and give you a few tips on how to set up your car for better handling. Now, let's get on with the tutorial. The most important thing in a scout vehicle is setting up the spawn bed. First, we place a temporary block, then place the bed upside down, like this. Now we can remove the temporary block and place our driver's seat on top. But first, we gotta color the bed black so it looks cool. Then we extend the base a bit with this 4-block beam. I use this because it has a very high weight. It gives the car more balance if the base is heavy. Then we place a gas container at the back and a potato container in front. Both of these weigh the same, which makes our frame very balanced. As you noticed, I just placed the containers in the air, then I would just weld them to the vehicle. We then add more heavy beams to the sides to lower our center of gravity. We add a staircase wedge like this on all 4 corners. All of it must point to the sides, as this will be the attachment point of our suspensions. Then we place bearings on all the wedge we just placed. This bearings will be used to adjust the ride height of our vehicle. We then place a pipe corner facing down like this, once again, on all 4 bearings. Now, we place all 4 suspensions like this. We then place a pipe corner facing our direction. After that, we place a bearing on all 4 pipes. Then we place some T-piece. Now we connect the T-piece with a long pipe. And don't forget, we have to weld them together after placing. Now we place 4 bearings again, to the other side of the T-piece. Then we place an elbow pipe facing up. For this part, we only place this bearing in front, because this will be for steering. For the back, we just go straight to another elbow piece. Now, we place a bearing on these pipes, and this is where we attach our wheels. Now we go to the back and set these temporary blocks so we can place our controllers and engine in the right orientation. Now we wire this controller to these 4 vertical bearings. Take note that all left side bearings should point in a clockwise manner. Then we do the same thing with the other controller at the back. Wire it to vertical bearings, and left side must be clockwise spinning. Now, we wire the driver's seat to the horizontal bearing in front. This controls the steering. Then we wire the gas container to the engine and the engine to the driver's seat, and we power all 4 wheel bearings from the engine. Now let's attach our wheels. We then take it off the lift and adjust our suspension strength to at least 4. To test if we have adequate suspension strength, we place it back on the lift and let one wheel carry all the weight. The suspensions should have a small give when it hits the lift. For the engine strength, it's more of a personal preference, so I'll let you decide on what you want on this one. Now, let's give this a test drive and adjust accordingly. If you guys noticed, we had a significant amount of understeer during the turns. To fix this, we will tilt the steering angle, and in turn we get a dynamic camber adjustment during turns. Let's set it to 30 degrees for now. As you can see here, the steering axis is no longer horizontal, but tilted. If we turn, the outer wheel will have a negative camber and the inner wheel will be positive. This results to maximum traction during turns. For the sake of demonstration, I will set up a temporary switch, so we can compare the turning performance when applying this dynamic camber system. This is without the dynamic camber system. Now, let's enable it and see the difference. Let's now finalize the exterior of our vehicle. I'm planning to add 2 large chests on the side, so we can haul a lot of stuff when we go exploring. When customizing your vehicle, it's best to use these beam parts because their weight adds extra stability. Also use these small ramps. They are as durable as metal 2 blocks but only cost a few metal 1 blocks. Now let's remove this switch and let's place it somewhere else later. I removed the temporary blocks I placed here and replaced them with 2 more controllers. For the deployable spud gun, we place a bearing here and a curved pipe piece, and we also do it on the other side. Next, attach the pistons and curved pipe pieces to both sides. Then, add more bearings to those pipes. Then finally, we add the spud guns and weld both sides together. And of course, let's not forget to color it black to look cool. We now add 1 button and 2 switches. Now let's hook up these buttons to the seat. The last switch will control the camber angle, and we attach it to these 2 controllers. So for our final settings, it's going to be like this. The bearings 3 and 4 controls the ride height, which will make our vehicle more stable on roads. This button is wired to the spud guns, and I set the spud guns to automatic mode. Next, we hook up this spud guns to the ammo container. Next, we wire this switch to the controller at the back. Then we wire this shoot button to this controller. Next, we wire this controller to these bearings. And don't forget to flip the bearing on the left, so both sides have matching rotations. On the other controller, we wire them to the distal portion of the spud contraption. And again, flip the left side bearing. And finally, we hook up this controller to the 2 pistons. For this controller, we set up the bearings to 90 degrees and the pistons to range 2. It's going to look something like this when it's activated. Now this controller will be the automatic recoil system. Since aiming up and down will be hard, we will use the recoil to actually control the trajectory of the spud. That portion is hitting the back. Let's adjust the starting position of the other controller. Let's set the starting position to 10 degrees and on activation to 80 degrees. Now let's test it. It seems a little high. We can increase the starting position to 100 degrees and set the recoil to 15 degrees. As you can see, if I hold on to the fire button, it does a recoil. Some additional features we can add is a light that follows where we steer. So we just place some headlights on a bearing and we just hook them up to the driver's seat. So now, the headlights point in the direction we steer. Next, let's add a mini crosshair when we deploy the spud guns. On the bearings we just placed, we attach these pipe pieces. We then add a T-piece on both sides, then an elbow pipe at both ends. Then let's add this screw in the middle. Next, we wire these bearings on our spud deployment controller. Then we flip the right side bearing so both will meet in the middle when we activate the switch. Then finally, we just set both bearings to 90 degrees. It works perfectly. Now that's satisfying. I think it's time to test it in the open world. Anyways, if I had more time, I could have shown you that this could be converted to a mining vehicle as well. That may be for another video. And of course, if you guys got some suggestions on what content you like, leave it in the comments section down below. By the way, I'm Wire Wizard, and I'll see you on the next one.